So we're in the final hours of the WCQ for 2025, and I just wanted to document kind of where I finished. Making max rank in 2023, 2024, didn't make it in 2025. Obviously, if you watch my previous video, I just didn't have the time to play, playing like one game a day, not even. But on the final day, I was able to play a couple of extra matches, and I want to show you just how ridiculous the algorithm is with the coin flips. But we do end on a 74% win rate, again, across 2023, 24, 25, so not bad overall. Let's go ahead and take a look at how ridiculous some of these matches are. So pretty much in the morning of the final day, I just tried to grind out a couple of extra levels for gems. Again, not going to hit max rank, just don't have the time. Starting off the day on the 15th of Sunday with a loss, you're going to just see how crazy this sequence of events is. But sometimes there's nothing you can do. I really do recommend you watch this or at least skip through parts of the video. I will speed up every single match, so it shouldn't take too long. But we lose the first coin flip of the day, sure, and obviously you see that we lost, and then we went on another win streak there. But this opponent here starts off with the Fiendsmith engine, so I'm like, okay, Bestial and DD Crow, but the issue is, what other engines are you playing? You deal with Fiendsmith, and this is why, things like Snake Eye, Fiendsmith, and stuff is still top tier, because as always, they have access to Snake Eye Ash, and I have to basically save Magnamit for the Fiendsmith Lacrima when they attempt to bring something back with that, and then save DD Crow. I'm thinking I could have used it there on Poplar, but what's the point? Save it for the Promethean Princess. The issue is, if they have hand traps to back themselves up, like there's not much I can do. What's crazy is Maxi and stuff, would have gone really well here. The issue is, again, they probably have hand traps, Ash and or Droll. To start off with full Fiendsmith combo, full Snake Eye combo, and of course they have Ash Blossom, just in case I had Maxi, but they stopped the Magnamit here, and I'm like, that's GG, because they can go into Promethean and then go into Sunlight Wolf to recur the Ash. So it's like, why is this deck still around? It's so annoying, but it is what it is. You cannot have enough hand traps to beat this deck. Like, it's just not possible. So yeah, they recur Ash, and I already knew that I lost because yeah, Magma gets pushed into the back row. They make Avalusa. They use the Dramatic Snake Eye for the Silvera Omni Negate. Of course, these decks don't brick. They draw perfect, right? Yep, so they got Omni Negate, they've got Double Monster Negate, they got Promethean Princess Engraved, they got Ash in hand, and they probably have another hand trap. So main phase 1, I'm like, sure, I'll attempt to play. Use Engraver, grab Tract, and then they have Droll on top of that. So Droll and Ash. So like, that's amazing. Good job. Yep, Scoop, they had a perfect hand. Can't even be salty about it. That happens. They have a perfect hand. We lose that one. On to the next game. So, lost the coin toss. We went second. That's what's supposed to happen, right? You're not supposed to win really all that much when you lose coin flips and go second. That's how Master Duel is. That's how this game is kind of curated. That's why a lot of people are not really interested in playing this game as a new player, which, you can take that however you want. All right, so we win this coin flip. Feeling good, right? Now we should win. So we go ahead and we use Roar. You're going to see why I'm sounding this way, by the way. You'll see if you stick around in the video. Roar gets negated, which means my Lordly Load is going to resolve to at least bring a card to hand. Even if they draw me after that, it's fine. Lordly Load is, again, a one-turn seal, so that's great. They're on Blackwing. I was like, okay, not playing the super meta stuff. Blackwing, when it goes first, to be fair, is like really crazy. They're going to go ahead, though, and normal summon the Sudri, and we're going to banish the Roar with the Talwar in the graveyard to banish away the Sudri. They have no follow-through play, and that's GG. What's funny is, like, the Chinook actually targeting my Hieratic Seal. Like, I was going to bounce back my own Lordly Load anyways to make my Drill Beam live, and hey, what do you know? Third Ash Blossom. Fantastic. But it doesn't matter. The opponent just scoops up there, so that was an easy dub. Not even an oppressive board that I made going first, but good enough to stop the opponent, and that's what Bestial Primite Fiendsmith aims to do. So keep track of the coin flips, right? 1 loss, 1 win to start the day off. Doesn't sound too bad at all. Lose this one, so now we're 2 coin flip losses, 1 coin flip win. What is the opponent going to be on here? All right, heroes, dark heroes. Dark heroes? I don't know. They go into Malicious Bane off the Dark Fusion, can't target this thing, but I know that the Sinister Necrom, is like their main extension play, so I DD Crow it right away. The one of DD Crow coming in clutch there. They have no follow-up play because I banished it, and so they just pass on that. I've got hand traps and I've got 2 engines, so it's pretty much GG. There's not much the opponent's going to be able to do here, even if they have Nib or some, like, unless it was a Maxi. And even if it was, I have Droll to, you know, shut it down, even though it stops me too. But I should still be able to OTK, just go for a very quick Agnum Day line here. Nothing really to explain or stop because, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. This is what Fiendsmith can do. You know, after you play through Disruption, hopefully you're able to follow through with a line like this to easily win the game. So Fiendsmith doing what it needs to do. Still have hand traps in reserve in case I do get stopped somehow, but very unlikely. So at this point, burn with the Fiendsmith Lacrima by returning the sequence, go into battle phase, use Agnum Day in the battle phase to bring back the Fiendsmith Lacrima, equip it, and attack for game. What's cool is you can also go into an Xyz monster and then detach the Lacrima to burn them during their turn for 12 if you don't already have game already. But there we go, a win going second. So going second wins is 1 out of 2. Not bad. On to the next game here. What are we going to be facing up against? Oh, losing the coin flip here. So 3 coin flip losses, 1 coin flip win. What is the opponent going to be on? We do have Maxi with Droll. Seem to draw this all the time. Oh, Voiceless Voice. Very good deck going first. Not so good going second. So very risky to play this in this event. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say risky. I guess you don't care. You're just trying to get your gems, probably. There's very few players, I imagine, that actually care about grinding the stage 2. But here, we opt to use the Drill Beam early, because if they did have a negate for the Lordly Load, the Drill Beam would be dead in hand. So the Droll here stops the opponent. Maxi isn't very good. Neither, obviously, is Nibiru against Voiceless Voice. So, you know, of course, I draw good hand traps. Couldn't draw these things against the Snake Eye player, but could draw them here against Voiceless Voice when they don't mean anything. Like, I really do think the algorithm in this game, in this client, is like curated to make you lose when they want you to lose. And it's really the players that end up throwing. Like, it's crazy. Like, you can just see it, like losing the coin flips constantly, the kind of hands that you end up drawing sometimes. Like, I really drew triple Ash, and I really drew, like, not good hand traps into Fiendsmith, Snake Eye. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys can let me know if you're pros. Like, you know, could I have done anything to win these matches? In this match here, is there much that I could do to get better utility off of Nibiru or Maxi? Probably not. I draw Veiler here, which is actually pretty clutch, because the Veiler is going to stop the low. Whether they summon the low, you know, I ended up banishing it, but it didn't matter because they were going to search one there anyways. So drawing the Veiler there, I will say, it was pretty lucky on my end. Finally, some good luck. The opponent realizes they're cooked, so they end up scooping it up there. Yeah, Voiceless Voice, like, rarely see that deck, but, you know, I guess some people are still on it. And hey, like I said, when it goes first, it is extremely strong. Like, the deck doesn't have a lot of room for hand traps, so, like, I don't understand how you play that deck when you go second, because you just get annihilated if you go second with Voiceless Voice. Another Maxi in the opening hand when we lose a coin flip. So that's what, 4 coin flip losses? I don't know. We'll count it at the end here. Starting off with Fenrir, grab Unicorn, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if this is Kashtira, because if so, the Maxi goes hard. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? 2? Like, you never see Voiceless Voice. I'm like, what are the odds that I see back-to-back Voiceless Voice and I lose both those coin flips? That's pretty crazy. This hand, not nearly as good because I don't have the Droll to stop them. As you can see, they add quite a bit from the deck to the hand here. So they got Barrier, they've got Radiance, and they've got Blessing. And yeah, they've got everything in rotation. They've got Omni Negate set up. They've got Fenrir banished. Their board is protected. I'm pretty sure one of these spells, I don't know which one, makes it so I can only attack the Ritual Monster. And I'm like, there's no way you also have Ceravis in hand, right? To use Blessing to summon it when I summon a monster. And of course they do. So, like, okay, sure. Use low as the full material. Now they have a inherent, not inherent, just like a summon negate, which is pretty good. I used tracked here, pitched Lurie. You could argue that I should normal summon the Lacrima and see if they opt to negate it with the Ceravis instead of going into Requiem for the Ceravis negate. But at this point, I was just resigned to, I think I lose the game. What I will say is the opponent was taking a very long time to make their decisions, strangely enough. And I'm like, I don't know why you would take a long time, because clearly you're in control. So they use their Fenrir Banish on my one of Lacrima. Doesn't feel great, but I can survive without it. They attempt to use Trap Card to pop the Goblin Crazy Beast, and I use Ghost Ogre to pop Trap so it doesn't resolve. Fully expecting that they're going to negate it, but they don't, so they just lose their Omni Negate for free. I end up sucking up the one of, usually the one of Blessing, because they can get another Radiance in rotation, or not Radiance, sorry, Barrier in rotation. Fenrir, grab another Unicorn, and then grab back the Skull Guardian, and I'm like, you have like 2 Skull Guardians here, or they're gonna have 2 Skull Guardians. right? Yeah, so they got 2 Skull Guardians, a Ceravis, and a Unicorn. And I'm like, okay, you probably have no way to ritual summon if I preemptively banish the Saphira. And I'm like, even if you Fenrir banish one of my cards, like, I don't care because I shut you off your ritual. Sure enough, they don't have any way to ritual summon, so they set a card, which means their last card in hand is probably dead also, and then they have 4 dead, like, monsters. And then they just cooked themselves by losing to the time limit. So, like I said, I should not have won that game. How the opponent lost that, beyond me. Like, you had an insane turn 1 setup. You were able to play through Maxi perfectly. You didn't play into Nibiru, right? I don't know, but whatever. Oh, I lose another coin flip. So, yep, going second on this one is again. Again, drawing Droll and Maxi in the same hand. So, basically, we just have a Maxi and Ash Blossom hand. Oh, the opponent bricked, maybe. Seeing their icon and what are they on? 60 cards? No, 40 cards. So, probably not unbranded, but maybe, you know, people who have the branded, like, what do you call it? Cosmetics usually are unbranded. So I attempt to go battle phase, very simple setup here, and they super poly away into Star Source, and I was like, okay, sure. Not even going to bother to max. Well, I can't maxi because I can't respond to the super poly. But yeah, not going to even bother Drill Beam negating anything. They do go Magnemite in the end phase, but I think I Ash Blossom that, obviously, because I got two Ash. And yeah, that's really good. Stopping the Bestial. You know, they don't end up Bestialing one of my cards because I have nothing yet. And I stop them from getting a Search of a Sornia, which can get their engine online. So they draw for turn, they attempt to use Branded in red to grab back the Albaz, and I'm going to Drill Beam that, shutting them off of their fusion plays here. So that's great, they just go battle phase, and I feel good, because this Talwar in the graveyard or on field will allow me to recur my barrel, and they got 1 card in hand. So we're going to draw for turn, we draw a Tract, which is again just another engine card. So great, we've got Primite and we've got Fiendsmith. Now we're cooking, set up another Lordly Load, and this is why I love to Drill Beam. Drill Beam banish during my turn, and then set the Drill Beam from grave, banish during your turn. So go ahead, use Tract. Do they end up scooping once they realize that they're cooked? Yeah. So I was going to just OTK them. I have double Drill Beam, yeah, disconnect, sure, whatever. What is that now, though? 1, and then we went first. We won the coin flip here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coin flip losses. Okay, 5 coin flip losses, 4 wins out of those, not bad. 1 coin flip win, and 1 win off of going first, as it should be. Oh, hey, finally win another coin flip. 60 cards and on the branded avatar stuff, so very likely they're on branded. Start off with the Roar. Don't expect them to have Imperms, Ashes, Maxi, right? Because they're on 60 cards. Go ahead and go full combo here. Their field was lighting up, and I thought for like a good 20 seconds on it whether or not I should go for the sequence. And I do, and their field is still lighting up. And I'm like, okay, activate sequence, expecting an Imperm or something. But I'm like, wait, if you're branded, you don't play Imperm. So I'm like, you might have a Bestial. And so for sequence, I don't even go for the standard line into the Fiendsmith Lacrima. I put back all 3 cards and go for Desiree. And then you'll be like, okay, now you go into Agnum Day, right? And then Agnum Day bring back Desiree. I don't do that. I just equip the Requiem and I equip the sequence, and look how good of a read this is, because they did indeed have Bestials. And if I would have went for any other line, if I would have went for Fiendsmith Lacrima, if I would have went for Agnum Day, I would have been cooked. I would have had no follow through, right? I would just have my 2 hand traps. And again, I hard drew this card. Like, I hard draw this thing so much, it's absolutely insane. Anyways, yeah, Soranir, okay, sure. They're going to go ahead and use Bestial Lubellion, and I'm like, I have to let that resolve, obviously. I'm not going to banish it with DD Crow, because against Branded, which is what I expect, sure enough, they are on that. I need to save the DD Crow for, like, Branded Fusion Dump or something like that, because they already have, as you can see, the Retribution Engrave. I end up using the Desiree Negate on the kit, because I'm like, if you're normal summoning kit, you're obviously kind of desperate. You've already got the Lost in play. So Desiree used the negate there, because, you know, if they were on Verte, which you can see they go into here, I'm going to use Paradise to out it. They cannot go for Branded Fusion now because they link summoned. So their other card is Branded Opening, because their field was lighting up. So I'm like, okay, they have some kind of interaction. Pitch the Soranir, which is good for me. So another Bestial out of rotation, and oh, they banished the other one, right? Yeah. And I had to let their Magnemite resolve too, which kind of sucks. But off of the summon of the Aluber, they're going to search for Branded in High Spirits. use the Baldrake to banish away my 1 of sequence, of course, and then chain the High Spirits to send Albion. Good thing I kept that DD Crow. Go ahead and search out Albion from the deck, and pitch an Albaz and draw a card, because obviously they're planning to set something that they can use the Albaz with the Albion, the Branded Dragon. So Retribution banished, have to let this resolve, grab back the Lost, sure, reactivate Lost, have to let all this resolve, because I have to keep my DD Crow for that Albion, the Branded Dragon, because this is their only follow-up play, right? This is dead, they have no follow-through in the graveyard, even the High Spirits won't add back because I banished the Branded Dragon. So it's really just search Soranir and whatever other card they have in their hand. On 60 cards, again, there's no chance that you have like good hand traps here. So I start off with the Bestial Lebellion, and I think they realize even the Soranir is not going to be enough to push for them to push through my board here, because I probably OTK them, and they end up scooping. So going first, we win. So 5 losses, 2 wins. What happens in these other 4 matches? I wonder. Let's find out. I don't know. Most of you guys probably aren't still with me here, but if you are, leave a comment and let me know what you think of this coin flip ratio. Okay, lose a coin flip here. All right, back to losing coin flips. So 6 losses on the coin flips, 2 wins, but we're 7-1. Do we win this match? Okay, up against Blue Eyes here. Oh, I think this is the Blue Eyes player who like plays very weird. So this player, I don't know. Like, I don't think they played correctly. So anyways, yeah, nothing really to commentate here. We activate Maxi, and they have the called by. So great. It happens, right? You know, you can't be mad at that. There's 6 outs to Maxi, triple Ash, cross out, and double called by. When you're playing 40 cards, you can't. I think this opponent was actually on more than 40 cards, but they end their turn off on just a Spirit. They don't go for like, yeah, they pitched a Primite card too. So I'm like, you didn't go to Primite, Link Summon, and go for like Mausoleum, then normal summon the Sage. But sure. And then they like pop their own Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. And then they clearly on the Magia stuff, because I think they just set the Ritual spell, so they're on the Chaos Max as well. They use Droll, which kind of stops me a little bit, so I'm going to have to go into Moon, because I can't use Fiendsmith Engraver now. So I'm just going to do some standard lines here. Both of their face down cards shouldn't be live, right, if I remember correctly. And I totally forgot about Spirit Dragon Negate, so I was like, oh shoot, that's my bad. But we're going to go into Necroquip here, and then just set the Paradise and pass. So I literally have no interruption except for Drill Beam, but the regained could potentially go huge here. So they summoned Barrel, so I see why they pitched Barrel the first time, because they had a Barrel, but I'm like, you should have normal summoned that Barrel last turn. I doubt you drew that for turn. Baldrake here is going to take care of the Spirits by sacking the Necroquip, which is good. They still get the Field Spell, dump Blue Eyes, and then attempt to use the True Light. I'm going to chain the Drill Beam to banish it. They're going to chain their Majesty, because I've already banished one of their Blue Eyes, and they're going to pop my Regain. So that's pretty decent for them. They attempt to use the Maiden Summon back, but they use Lordly Load, so they can't activate special summon monster effects, and I've banished their True Light, so they probably have no way to get it back. Okay, equip, go into another Spirit Dragon, and then go into Typhon. That's once I saw them activate Lordly Load, that's when I felt comfortable activating Lacrima, because I know they couldn't Spirit Dragon negate the graveyard effect, which is good. So they got Typhon and they got Spirit Dragon. The Spirit Dragon likely goes into the new Light Storm Dragon or whatever, the one that pops spells or traps. They negate my Primite Bringback, and I was like, that's actually good for me, because obviously I have a Barrel in hand, and I can still set up my Lordly Load, but they obviously go into the Light Storm Dragon. So yeah, and of course, then they have the 3rd Barrel in hand, so their Drill Beam is live too. I'm like, holy cow. But finally, we played through all the disruption. Now we can finally go for the Fiendsmith line, and we can definitely OTK. We can get rid of both of these monsters on the field inherently with our engine. So it's pretty much a straightforward line from here. Go into Requiem, bring back the Fiendsmith Engraver so that I actually have a card in the deck to summon with the Requiem. Equip and send for either the Lightstorm or, am I saying this name correctly? Is it Lightstorm? Or the Typhon? Yeah, it is Lightstorm, okay. Go into Sequence, go into Desiree, link off the Desiree, or, okay, this is better, even fuse into it, or fuse into Lacrima, activate the Desiree and Lacrima effects. Desiree will send the Lightstorm Dragon, and then the Lacrima will reborn the Desiree, equip it with the Link 2. I don't need the damage off of the Agnum Day. I can just go battle phase, beat over everything, and then link off the Lacrima for the final 1200 in burn. And just like that, we were able to push through this board. I shouldn't have won this game. The opponent had everything they needed to set up an absolutely insane board, including I'm pretty sure they could have gone for turn 1 Cipher Dragon with the Blue Eyes Dragon, and then followed up on my turn with Blazar. I'm pretty sure they could have done that. I've played a lot of Blue Eyes, and I'm pretty sure they could have done that. So, yeah, just not knowing their lines. Based on what I saw them play through there, yeah, it's and then they could have had like Drill Beam set up turn 1, I'm pretty sure. Again, they may have drawn into all those Primite cards after the fact, but unlikely. Oh, we lose another coin flip. That's fantastic. Okay, like I cannot believe how many coin flips I'm losing here. This opponent is going to be on Musket Fiend Smith. I only have a Veiler and a Ghost Ogre. Okay, Tribute off. I have to save the Veiler for the sequence. These decks generally rely very heavily on Fiendsmith. So if you stop the sequence here, it's not like Snake Eyes where they have like 4 different engines in their deck, like Millennium, Snake Eye, Fiendsmith, whatever. So if you stop the sequence, which as you can see here I did, I usually will be able to stop their combo. But that means they probably have hand traps, and sure enough they did. So the Ash Blossom single-handedly beats me here. I have to go into Typhon just so I can beat over the Link 2 because I don't want to leave it on board. And then I keep the Drill Beam in hand as I go to end phase because I fully anticipate that they use Lacrima to bring back the Link 2, and sure enough they do. So I Drill Beam it away, which is good because that's usually a 1-of in the deck. And yeah, they have Fiendsmith follow up, and this is where, you know, this is why these dedicated Fiendsmith decks, similar to mine as Primite Fiendsmith, are so annoying. But we're going to see what's more resilient, the Musket engine or the Primite engine, because I do have another Lordly Load in hand that I want to activate. I have to let this max resolve, which is really bad, but they get a Musketeer card to hand, which is not live right now, so that's fine. They dumped the Fiendsmith Kyrie, so they got 2 fusions, and I have to save my Veiler for this right here, the Lacrima, because that's how they get back the sequence. And the sequence would be special summon, which means I can just do more fusions. So I had to let that max resolve with the hindsight of I have to negate the Lacrima. I know that they have Musket Trap in hand. They banish the Kyrie to fuse with the Link and the fusion to go into Rextremde. And I'm going to Ghost Ogre that just to get it off the board. They will get follow through with it to put the sequence back into the extra deck, which I'm fine with because it means that they have no board. The only follow-up that they have is that Trap card in hand, which is dead. A face-down card, which is probably Imperm. And then the Lacrima, the Crimson Tears to bring out the Fiendsmith Requiem, which could summon Lacrima, which they do here. And I expect a Paradise to be dumped, but they dump Engraver instead. So I'm like, oh, you're not on Paradise. Clearly. Normal summon the Barrel, and it gets negated with the Imperm. And I'm like, that should be okay. You have Fiendsmith Engraver follow-up, but all your Fiendsmith cards are likely in rotation here. So again, going into that Hieratic Seal with the Drill Beam live since I have the Dustin in hand. So I have Hieratic Seal bounce, Drill Beam banish against a dead Trap card in hand, and Fiendsmith Engraver. They have no follow-through play because they have no track, so they go battle phase with the equipped Requiem, and I just bounce back my own Lordly Load with the the Hieratic Seal, get the Magnamut, and now I have my Bestial engine and my Primite engine online. I end up Drill Beaming away during the end phase, the Engraver, so slowly banishing their resources here. Going to go ahead and use the Lubellion that I brought to hand in order to search for a Druis Worm, summon out the Ether Barrel, set my 3rd Lordly Load, activate it to grab Drill Beam, and again, Drill Beam during your turn, Drill Beam during my turn. I'm going to activate the Druis Worm targeting the Lacrima. Again, another way that they can bring back banished cards. They chained the Lacrima, the Crimson Tears. That's fine. Not going to really do anything. Yeah, Drill Beam during my turn, and then Drill Beam during your turn. Banish away your Lacrima, likely a 1-of, and the opponent just realizes that they are pretty much cooked. So yeah, somehow pushing through, going second and winning these games, surely with only 2 coin flip wins on the day and I don't know 7 or 8 coin flip losses, I'm surely going to win a coin flip. Nope, lose this one too. Like, I don't understand how it's possible to lose this many coin flips in a row. And then of course I draw Nibiru and Maxi again when I'm up against Exodia. So, like, okay, Maxi is an Upstart Goblin, and Nibiru is dead. If they do end up putting an Exodia piece in the graveyard, the DD Crow will basically, I shouldn't say win me the game, but it puts me at, it basically shuts down their deck if I'm able to do it. So this is really interesting, right? So I know they have an Exodia piece in hand, thank goodness. They have this Exodia, they have the Exod, and then 2 unknowns. These could be floodgates, but you know, we have drill beam and stuff, so hopefully we can push through that. They negate the roar with the Exodia, and I'm like, okay, sure. I got the drill beam to hand, so they let me resolve the Primite Ether Barrel. They let me resolve the Lordly Load. They don't use the Exod, which means now my drill beam can negate the Exod, and they can't negate it with the Exodia because they negated the roar. So I feel fine to use up my extension here and go into Fiendsmith. The issue is, what are these 2 face down cards here? So I'm just going to go full Fiendsmith combo, knowing that the drill beam will negate the Exod, hopefully. I'm like, there's no way you're on Solemns because you need life points for the Exodia, so like I should be okay. I'm thinking these are floodgates, right? No Macrocosmos, obviously, which is great. Go into Lacrima off of the Sequence Fusion, and here they reveal their first interruption in Super Poly, and what do you know? They pitch an arm into the graveyard, go into the Garua. Now I go ahead and bring back the Engraver off of the Lacrima. Lacrima Fusion, put back the Sequence, equip the Requiem, and this is a way to deal with the Exodia. Send, and I'm like, okay, that's your second interruption, so now I know the Drill Beam can deal with the Exod, which is really good for me. This is fine that this is negated. Go ahead and make Necro Equip here. Activate DD Crow to banish your arm, which means you cannot summon the Exodia again. I don't know if they're like, let me use Exod here so you don't get to draw 1 off Necro Equip, but I was like, nope, Drill Beam, negate. You could say, why didn't you banish this? I can deal with this. I still have my Engraver summon back, so I can make SP. I end up drawing for the Necroquip, and I draw into Engraver, which isn't great, but it's fine. Go ahead and bring out the Engraver, and then link into SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight, banish the Exodia, and yeah, if the opponent just would have popped the Exod on my summon, I mean, I guess, yeah, I know if they would have popped the Exod on the summon of Barrel or the activation of Lordly Load, and then saved the Super Poly for my Fiendsmith line, I would have lost the game. So again, players just, I wouldn't say cooking themselves, but like, you know, they don't know what I have. I know some interruptions, so I'm like, you know, these are the ways that I can win versus how I lose. Oh, you top deck the Blue Eyes, fantastic, because you search for an Ankh that you can't use since your arm is banished off my DD Crow, and they just scoop. Funny that they set Retaliating Sea too, because into my Lordly Load or into my Roar, the Retaliating Sea would have absolutely cooked me. But, you know, going first, you don't know what I'm on, so yeah, set the Retaliating Sea, because if I out it during your turn, you search for Maxi, and then you can Maxi during my turn, right? That seems pretty good. So I wouldn't even say that's a misplay, but, you know, Retaliating Sea, you probably play for going second. But it's pretty good when you go second, but not so good when you go first, I guess. And then I lose another coin flip. I think this is 9 coin flips I've lost on the day, and I've won 2 coin flips. So this player is going to be on Blue Eyes. Thankfully, we have a Max C, but it's our only hand trap. I mean, the Magnamud is good into this matchup too, but I'm like, I have to hope that this resolves, and it does. And I get a little bit lucky because the opponent's like, let me play into the Max C. I draw triple barrel. I'm like, okay, sure. Go into Spirits, draw out to another Max C, sure. My deck has like a lot of hand traps. So I'm like, Ghost Ogre, yeah, Veiler, Nibiru, you know, anything here is good. Nope, draw multiple Lordly Loads, multiple Ether Barrels, sure. And they end on this. End phase, I search Druisworm, banish their Blue Eyes. I don't even remember what they set there or whatever, but it doesn't matter. They've got 3 cards in hand and no disruption really on board, I don't think. So draw Lubellion for turn, which is actually really good. Trigger the Druisworm to get the Blue Eyes Fusion effect out of the field, out of the graveyard, so that's good. Set up Regained, summon Barrel. Oh, hey, you know, drawing these multiple barrels and Lordly Load actually matters because I ate up an interruption that didn't even matter. So free use of the Veiler there. They set Majesty, I think, off of that, so I'm like, sure. Yeah, summon out the Lurie off of the Tract. And we're going to be able to go full Fiendsmith combo. I do this. Oh, yeah, this is Ultimate Fusion. That's right. So I link off the Magnamut because if they do summon, I get the Regain, summon the Magnamut back, which I used last turn. So I can use it again this turn if they summon during my turn. But I am going to negate the Ultimate Fusion because, again, I don't anticipate they have any other disruption. Like, none of these other things are live, and I can out this whole board easily. So just negate the summon, just prevent them from doing, because this ultimate fusion I think will pop, right, if they use the blue eyes on the field. So reset the drill beam too, because I still have my barrel on field, so that's really good. Fuse with the sequence into Fiendsmith Lacrima, bring back out the engraver, and then use Requiem to equip, Requiem send the Tyrant, link off both of these into Moon, because I want 3 Light Fiends on the board. That doesn't have to use my sequence, because I'm going to banish the Tract and go into Desiree. Okay, well first, Fiendsmith Lacrima to burn for 12 by returning the Moon of the Closed Heaven, and then link the Desiree and the sequence into Agnum Day. Activate Desiree going to grave effect by returning Lacrima, and send the True Light to the graveyard, which will pop their blue eyes. I totally forgot that they have this thing in the graveyard, Jet Dragon. So I should have chained the Bestial to the Jet Dragon, because the True Light popping the blue eyes means that they have nothing on field, so I can't Bestial. And I'm like, whatever, just might as well use the Max C. I still win the game, but like, yeah, this Jet Dragon is kind of annoying. I was hoping they put it out in defense so that I can Desiree piercing through it like I was attacking directly anyways. But they bring it out in attack. I drew 3 Primite Lordly loads and 3 Ether Barrels in this match. Like, what is this game doing? Anyways, off that summon, I get my Magnum back off of the Regained, and then put back, I think, yeah, the Link 1 Requiem, since I've already used it. Bring out the Engraver. Okay, activate Agnum Day effect, equip the Desiree with it, and then equip Sequence. Banish Blue Eyes, return it to the deck to draw 1. Of course, I draw Paradise, so, you know, I don't even have Lacrima in rotation, so it doesn't matter. Activate Desiree effect, negate, and battle phase. Still go for game. 2800 puts them down to 4k, and I have more than that on the board here with 12,000 damage. Able to beat through the Blue Eyes ultimate. And yet another match going second where Fiendsmith Bestial Control is able to win. So I doubt any of you are still watching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 matches on the day. 2 coin flip wins, 9 coin flip losses, and a 10-1 record. I hate this game.